Hello everyone, and welcome back. It's a real pleasure to continue our journey with you. In a previous session on K4, we explored how to build a compelling business case. We learned that a business case is the story we tell to the business, a narrative that frames a problem and proposes a solution. But a story, no matter how well told, is just an opinion. To get a project funded, to make a major technical decision, you need more than a story. You need proof. That's what we're here to learn today. Our focus is K18, Techniques of Robust Research and Evaluation for the Justification of Digital and Technology Solutions. This is the how-to guide for finding the hard evidence that proves your proposed solution is the right one. Our purpose today is to give you a professional toolkit of techniques. These techniques will help you gather evidence, evaluate your options in an unbiased way, and build an argument so strong that it becomes the logical and safe choice for the business to make. By the end of this session, my objective is for you to feel confident in applying at least one of these techniques, even in a small way, to your work, and to know exactly how to capture that as a high-quality piece of evidence for your portfolio and, crucially, for your major project. Think of it this way: if K4 is the art of the lawyer's opening statement, K18 is the science of presenting the DNA evidence, the expert testimony, and the financial records that win the case. Let's get started. Before we jump into the tools, it's important we understand the language of this KSB. First, techniques. This tells us we are learning specific, professional, and repeatable methods. This isn't a vague art form. It's the difference between saying, "I did some Googling," and "I conducted a formal market analysis and a feasibility study." Next, robust research. The word robust is key. It means strong, thorough, and reliable. Robust research isn't just finding one article that agrees with you. It's a rigorous process of gathering information from multiple, credible sources, including sources that disagree with you, to get a full, unbiased picture. Then, we have evaluation. This is the critical thinking step that comes after research. You've gathered all the data, now what? Evaluation is the process of making a judgment. You'll assess the value, the cost, the risks, and the feasibility of your options based on the evidence you've collected. And all of this leads to the final goal, justification. This is the end product. It's the complete, evidence-backed argument you present to decision makers. It's the summary of your research and evaluation that logically proves why the company should invest its time and money in your proposed solution. The first technique in our toolkit, and the one you should always start with, is internal research. Before you look for solutions out in the world, you must first become the expert on the problem inside your own organization. There are two main ways to get this. First, stakeholder interviews. This links directly to K14, data gathering. This is where you go and talk to the people who are actually experiencing the problem. This gives you the rich, qualitative evidence, the why it's a problem, the how it impacts the day. Second, analyzing existing data. Your company is sitting on a goldmine of quantitative evidence. This is the hard data that proves the scale of the problem. How many help desk tickets are raised about the current system every week? Where in the sales data do you see customers dropping off? What are the website analytics or system performance metrics telling you? You must start here. You can't justify a solution if you can't prove, with internal evidence, that the problem is real and worth solving. Once you have a rock-solid understanding of your internal problem, it's time to look externally for context and potential solutions. This is technique 2, external research. This includes market analysis. What are your competitors doing? What are the major technology trends that are shaping your industry? It's no use proposing a solution on a dying technology. Next is academic and industry literature. This is how you add massive credibility to your justification. Instead of saying, "I read a blog," you can say, "according to a recent Gartner report." This is a pro move. As an apprentice, you have access to your university's digital library. Use it. Finally, if you're thinking of buying a solution, you need to conduct formal vendor analysis. This is not just watching a sales pitch. It's a structured process of identifying potential vendors, getting demos, creating a scorecard to compare them fairly, and, most importantly, asking to speak to their existing customers. Okay, you've finished your research. You have a pile of evidence and a few potential solutions. Now, you need to evaluate them. The most common and powerful tool for this is Technique 3, the Cost-Benefit Analysis, or CBA. This is the language the business speaks. It's a balance sheet that answers the simple question, is this worth it? On one side, you list all the costs. Be thorough. This isn't just the price tag. It's the one-time costs, like the software price, the cost of your development time to build it, and the cost of training. And it's the recurring costs, like monthly licenses and maintenance. On the other side, you list all the benefits. You have tangible benefits, which are easy to measure, like, this will save the sales team 200 hours per year. But the real skill is in identifying and valuing the intangible benefits. What's the value of improved security or better staff morale? A key part of your justification is putting a credible financial number on those. Our next evaluation technique is the feasibility study. This is your essential reality check. An idea might look amazing on a CBA, but this study answers the blunt question, can we actually do this? You must check feasibility in 3 key areas. I call it the TEO check. First, technical feasibility. Do we have the right skills on our team to build this? Do we have the right servers, infrastructure, and technology? Is it compatible with our existing systems? Second, economic feasibility. This is the quick go, no-go. Can we afford it? Does it fit the budget we have right now? If the solution costs £1 million and you have a £10,000 budget, the idea stops here. Third, and this is the one people always forget, operational feasibility. Will people use it? How will this new tool fit in with our current business processes? If you roll out a new system that is technically brilliant but makes everyone's job harder, they will find a way to avoid it. The project will fail, not because of the tech, but because you ignored the people. Our final evaluation technique is a strategic tool for getting a 360-degree view, the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The key is to remember that strengths and weaknesses are internal, they are about your team and your company. A strength is, we have the in-house skills. A weakness is, our team is already at capacity. Opportunities and threats are external, they are about the wider world. An opportunity is, this could open a new market. A threat is, a competitor might beat us to it. Alongside your SWOT, you must always conduct an alternatives analysis. This means you compare your preferred solution against other viable options. And here's the pro tip, you must always include the do nothing option. What happens if we just leave this problem as is? What are the costs and risks of that? This do nothing option is your baseline. Sometimes, you'll find the problem, while annoying, is actually less costly than the solution. That is a mature, high-level piece of commercial awareness. Now, before we move on, I need to give you a word of warning. This is a bit of an expert insight, but it's critical. When you are doing all this research and evaluation, your own brain will try to trick you. There is a very powerful cognitive bias called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the natural human tendency to search for, interpret, and favor information that confirms what you already believe. It's falling in love with your first idea. If you have already decided, deep down, that solution A is the best one, your brain will unconsciously look for articles and evidence that prove you're right. You'll ignore the negative reviews. You'll downplay the strengths of the alternatives. This is a researcher's kryptonite. It turns your robust research into a box-ticking exercise. You're not evaluating, you're just looking for validation. And this is how failed projects get approved. So, how do you fight it? You have to be disciplined. Actively seek out disconfirming evidence. Ask yourself, what would have to be true for this to be a terrible idea? Then just as much time researching the competitor's strengths. Be the devil's advocate for your own idea. If you try to prove it wrong and you can't, then you know you have a strong justification. It's really important to understand that these techniques are not just for senior managers. These are fundamental professional skills that will accelerate your career, whatever your specialism. For you, Chloe, as a software engineer, you do this every day on a micro scale. Every time you have to decide, should I use this open source library or that one? The process you go through is K18. You research the documentation, you evaluate their pros and cons, you check the technical feasibility of integrating them, and you justify your choice to your tech lead. For Ben, as a data analyst, you are the engine of K18 for the entire business. Your analysis of internal data, those reports on help desk tickets, on sales trends, on website drop-off rates, that is the internal research. You are the one providing the quantitative evidence that everyone else uses to build their cost-benefit analysis. And for Liam, as a network engineer, you own the justification for infrastructure. If you think the company needs a new firewall or a faster cloud tier, you can't just say it. You have to justify it. You'll have to research vendors, external research, do a CBA, comparing the cost of the tool to the cost of a data breach, and prove the technical feasibility of the upgrade. Let's continue, because these skills are just as vital for our other pathways. Aisha, as an IT consultant, this is literally your job description. A client is paying you to be the K18 expert. They have a problem, and they pay you to conduct formal, robust research, evaluate all the vendor solutions on the market, and then present a final justification report as your main deliverable. This KSB is your commercial value. For you, Tom, as a business analyst, you are the master of K18. You are the professional who lives at the intersection of K4, the business case, and K18, the justification. Your entire role is to gather the stakeholder requirements, internal research, and then build the complete, evidence-based case that proves a solution perfectly meets those requirements and delivers value. And Maya, as a cybersecurity analyst, you use K18 to justify risk and spending. When a new project is proposed, you are the one who does the security research. You evaluate its vulnerabilities, a key part of the technical feasibility. And when you want a new security tool, you have to justify it. You'll build a CBA that shows the cost of the tool versus the enormous, and very real, risk of a data breach. Okay, let's turn this theory into tangible evidence for your portfolio and final project. K18 is a core KSB, and it's perfect for showing your commercial awareness. Here are 3 simple portfolio actions. First, Action 1, a mini feasibility study. The next time you're given a task, just write 3 sentences in your log. Technically, this was feasible because. Economically, it was feasible because. Operationally, it was feasible because. Second, Action 2, competitor research. Pick one of your company's products. Then 20 minutes researching a direct competitor. Write a short reflection on one thing they do differently. That is a perfect, simple example of market analysis. Third, Action 3, find the justification. Ask your manager or project manager if you can see a copy of a business case for a recent project. Your task is just to read it and write a reflection identifying the K18 techniques you can see. Now, for your major project report. This is critical, so please listen closely. This is not optional for a distinction. Your entire project report is a justification. You must include a justification and evaluation section. Use the K18 language to justify your choice of solution. Why did you build this, not buy something? Use it to justify your technology stack. Why did you choose React over Angular? Why this database? You must show your research, your evaluation of pros, cons, and your final justification. This is what assessors are looking for. Let's do a quick recap. Today, we've learned that a robust justification is not an opinion, it's a conclusion built from a foundation of evidence. We filled our toolkit with 5 key techniques: internal research, external research, cost-benefit analysis, feasibility studies, and SWOT analysis. And we've had that professional warning about our own confirmation bias, and the discipline it takes to fight it. Your mission for this week is simple: pick one of the portfolio actions from the last slide. Just one. Do a mini feasibility study. Do 20 minutes of competitor research. Just practice thinking in this new, structured way. This knowledge leads us perfectly into our next session on K19, legal, ethical, social, and professional standards. Because in any robust evaluation, it's not enough for a solution to be feasible and profitable, it must also be legal, ethical, and professional. And that's what we'll be tackling next. Thank you for your fantastic focus today. You've just learned how to build a case that wins. Well done.